Hey there, and welcome back to the Christian Women in Business podcast. Now, we have been offline, as in the podcast, for just about a year now, while we've been sorting some things out, changing some things around, and just dealing with life, how it is, and what the different things of life throw at us. But I am excited to let you know that we are now restarting our podcast, and we are so excited to be sharing the different stories from all the different women that we interview from all over the world, sharing their God stories, business stories, and just revelations that they've had over the year, as well as their top tips. So some of the structures going to be the same. And yeah, what's been happening with Christian Women in Business in the meantime? We still have our online community, but we have changed things around a little bit. So for the time being, we're not going to be doing our in-person conferences, but what we have done instead is taking the best from our conference, the best things from our in-person retreats, and from our membership, and combine them all into one product for you to help hopefully support you in your business and as you grow in your faith. And that's called Thrive. So we've got Thrive, the membership, and then Thrive, our quarterly resets. So the quarterly resets happen once every quarter. They start with a workshop. We then have some food. We move on to some God time, which we've taken from our retreats. A workshop obviously is coming from conference, but more practical. So implementing things when you join us on the day. We then have our God time, which is special facilitated God time, and then we move on to our God-centered business planning. So once a quarter, you get to sit down with God, with a bunch of faith-filled women. You get to learn how to implement practical things in your business, have that dedicated realigning with God time, and then plan, reflect first of the previous quarter, and then make plans for your business too for the next quarter ahead. And we have done this for a year now, and it's a really beautiful, successful program. We are seeing women doing absolutely amazing things in their businesses. I think the mix of accountability, being able to just sit with one another and talk openly and honestly and vulnerably about different things that are happening within our businesses and how we need help, and just having those sounding boards of people from all different businesses, all different stages in their business, just coming together and being able to help, share knowledge, share experience, but in a really, really safe place. It's just amazing. And we're seeing goals being absolutely blown out of the water by what God's doing and what the women are doing themselves too. So this November the 14th, this is going to be our last quarterly reset for this year. So it's going to be a really big reflection of the year that's just happened, and then really looking at our 2025 and the bigger picture of that and what God might want to do in each of our businesses and how we can best serve Him. So we're really looking forward to that. Our workshop, we're going to be interviewing the beautiful lady who's going to be joining us for that workshop and sharing some tips on HR before we even get into the workshop on the 14th. And then each time we just have a different speaker to come and do the workshop. We've covered Facebook ads, brand and marketing. We've covered networking, public relations, and how to get your business out there in the public world. And these are all recorded. So if you join Thrive, the membership, which basically means that you get access to the whole year of Thrive, you get access to all the recordings from each of the mini workshops that we do, as well as all the other best bits of our membership that the women loved. So our community, accountability, and having that prayer support in between each resets, as well as access to all our past conference recordings and all different bits of bobs. So you've got two options with how to get involved with us. If a membership isn't for you, but you still want to take part in quarterly planning and coming together and having that support each quarter, you can just join in on the individual Thrive as it comes up, or you can join Thrive, the membership, which has everything in it, including our wonderful community of women. So that's an update on that side of things. Like I said, we are going to be doing the podcast again. So I'm looking forward to sharing different stories. And yeah, we are all over the world now, literally. I'm in the UK now for a little bit. We've got members that are in Australia. We've got members that are in the US. Unfortunately, with our Thrive, it is hard to find a time to suit all the different time zones. But if you're in the US and you'd really like to get involved, we are totally open to setting up 2 different Thrive times. So I understand that the time at the minute won't suit US, but if we get enough US people, we can then set up 2 Thrives a quarter, one that suits Australian and UK times, and then one that suits the Australian time zone. So US people, please let me know if you're keen to do them, and we'd love to have you on board, and we can set up that second date that's US time zone friendly. Other than that, we just look forward to seeing what God unfolds. What happens is all up to Him. We're putting everything completely on the plate. Our values are still the same: encourage, strengthen, and unite. And I believe we're really doing that. We've been doing that this past year, even though we haven't been putting out the podcasts, and even though we've stopped some in-person events. I know God's gonna be putting some more in-person events in the future, and we look forward to sharing that when we get the go from God. But for now, we look forward to being able to join you on a quarterly basis instead, through our Thrive Resets, and sharing goodness through our podcast as well. So make sure you subscribe. We're on all the major platforms: Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, you name it. Help us get the word out. Please share our podcast, write reviews if you can. And we look forward to serving you. If you've got topics you want us to cover or speakers you'd love to hear from, please send us an email, hello@christianwomen.com, or DM us on Instagram, wherever it is that you follow us. We'd love to hear from you and what you would like to learn about, who you'd like to see on the podcast as well. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing what God does. I look forward to still pushing through the vision of Christian Women in Business, our mission of, literally encouraging you as you walk in your journey, strengthening you through the Word of God, and uniting you with your sisters, be it online or in person. So may be blessed. Keep going. You're doing well, and I'll catch you next time.